Hey everyone, welcome back to Dev Parkour. For those of you who don't know, a couple weeks ago my wife and I adopted another cat. Now before you say, oh no, not another cat video, I promise this one is in fact computer related. So we got another cat, but when you introduce a new cat to a new home that has an existing cat, you can't just throw the new cat into the mix or things will happen. For starters, the new cat will be kind of freaked out, and in addition, the new cat and the old cat might not get along. So instead of just doing that, throwing the new cat into the mix, we put the new cat in our guest bedroom. Now the problem with that is that our guest bedroom has a door that we keep closed so we can keep the old cat out, and I don't really know what goes on in there. I mean, at night I hear some noises. It sounds like the new cat is wandering around. I can tell that she's eating. I can tell she's using her litter box, but I don't actually know what she's doing when she's out and about. So I wanted to set up you might call it a nanny cam. You could consider it like a poor man's security camera, with some old equipment that I have lying around. And basically all you need in order to do this is an old laptop, a VPS, and any device that is capable of running the open source VLC media player. I have all three. I have more than enough instances of all three to go around. So I decided to give this a try and see what happened. So first things first, we need a spare laptop. So let's go to the closet and get a spare laptop. So for this video, I'm going to use this computer. It looks like a Mac. Well, it is a Mac. It is not running Mac OS. It is running Ubuntu, a fairly recent version of Ubuntu. There are reasons for that I'm not going to get into in this video, but what I'm going to show you has nothing to do with running Ubuntu. It has nothing to do with it being a Mac. You could have any piece of equipment. The key that I found while doing this is that you really want something that has a good graphics processor. So Macs, good for this because they have a discrete graphics chip. I also tried a Raspberry Pi just to see how resource starved I could go. Raspberry Pi does not cut it. And I actually tried an NVIDIA Tegra board, the Jetson, I think. Had some issues with that. I just don't think it's quite the power that I needed for streaming. Basically what happens is the lower powered the machine that you're using, the more latency you're going to have in your stream. The single most impactful thing to your ability to live stream using this setup is the resources on the streaming machine, the thing that's capturing the video and sending it up to the cloud. So make sure that whatever you use for that is a pretty good computer. So this is a few years old. This was, well, it's a clone of what was my main development machine for several years. So if you have your old or even your current, but I'd recommend an old laptop. If you have an old laptop that you used as your main daily driver machine, that's still fairly recent, not 20 years old, not 15 years old, maybe in that 10 to 5 years old range, that'll be perfect for this. So we're going to set this up in the room down the hall and see how that goes. So let's head down there, and I'll catch you when I have this machine opened up and plugged in and show you how I'm setting it up. All right, here we are. I've got the laptop set up right here. And the reason I set it up on this cat tree is because I do suspect that she hasn't actually made it onto the cat tree. And this is also kind of a good kind of well, it's the best location I can think of to see kind of the entire room and kind of the areas of interest that I'm interested in. So I'm going to turn to this computer and set everything up. All right, so first we're going to be using OBS for our streaming. And let me actually open up another OBS. Okay, so I actually have two instances of OBS running on this machine, one to record what I'm doing on the screen, and one that you can see that I'm going to be using for the actual streaming component. So let me show you what my settings are that I have set up. So first up, I have in my streaming settings, I have the name of a server that it's a host name for my VPS. So you can actually use Twitch, and I started out with Twitch just to verify that I could get the streaming process running here, basically using OBS, streaming to Twitch. That worked really well, and it actually helped me prove that this machine was perfectly capable of doing what I needed it to do. If I ran this on the Raspberry Pi or some of the other machines that I've tried, even with Twitch, the machine just couldn't keep up. I figured I could trust Twitch to handle the cloud side of things, and I would use that to test to what local machines I could be using. So once I got that working, I switched to custom and decided to use RTMP, and then the host name of a machine that is a VPS that I run. I'm just using demo.glassmeno.com. It is the same machine that I'm using to host the Glassmeno demo, and then a stream key. And I'll actually show you what this is because this will come into play later. The stream key is Lexi, which is the name of this cat. So I'm going to use this URL. It'll actually be demo.glassmeno.com/Lexi when OBS uses it. It will use that as the destination to send the video. And that's basically it. So you set up your streaming settings, hit OK, and then hit Start Streaming. And at this point, it'll say failed to connect to server because we haven't set up the cloud portion yet. So let's do that real quick. So I'll come back over here to my main machine. So now I'll go into MOBA Xterm so that I can set up the streaming side of things. So we'll log into that VPS. And I'm going to use something called RTSP Simple Server. Now you can find RTSP Simple Server on GitHub. Here's the URL, and I'll leave it linked down in the description below, github.com/eller9/RTSP Simple Server. Basically, it's a Go app that it has been compiled for a bunch of different targets, one of which is Linux AMD 64, which is what I'm running on this VPS. So you can see I've already downloaded it, RTSP Simple Server, Linux AMD 64. I've downloaded it, extracted it, and now all I need to do is run it. And I would recommend running this in a screen session or some sort of screen-like application so that it continues to run even after you log off. So I don't remember if I have a screen session attached. So we'll just do screen RTSP Simple Server. And now you'll see that it's listening. Now we should be able to go back to the streaming machine and start streaming. And there we go, it's connected, publishing. I can now disconnect from my screen session, and
let's pull up VLC, and I'll show you how you can see the the stream. So pull up VLC, and then go to Media and Open Network Stream. And here, type in the path. RTSP Simple Server runs the RTSP part on 8554, and the part after the slash is just the stream key that you put in OBS. So in this case, Lexi. And after a few seconds, it will connect. RTSP isn't right away, but it takes a couple seconds to load up. And then you can see it's connected. Because this stream was just getting going, there's a little bit more latency than there is typically once it's been running for a while. So at this point, the camera's not really facing where I want it to. So let's go ahead and adjust that a little bit so that it's facing more toward Lexi's food bowl and water and kind of the area that I'm actually interested in watching. And we'll wait for the video feed to adjust. And there we go. That's approximately where I angled it, and we'll wait for the stream to catch up. There we go. That's exactly the angle that I was looking for. All right, and with that, we are all set up in streaming. To close out the video, I'll actually include a couple clips of my two cats meeting at the door. You can hear most of what you hear is Tux, the cat we've had for a little over a year now, yowling because he can smell another cat on the other side of the door. Lexi does not, still isn't really interested in meeting him, but they're both right at the door on opposite sides of the door. So we're making progress. But that's it. That's all for this video, except for those clips. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Click that notification bell so you'll be notified when the next video comes out. I'm really excited about the videos that I've got planned for the channel. I know I say that every time, but I really am really excited for the videos I've got planned. Again, if you like this video, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Let me know if you try this out and how it works for you. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.